So welcome to day 3 of the 12 podcasts to a Bulletproof Christmas. Today we're talking about Christmas hot takes. We got some fitness related ones, but we also have some polarising common opinions that I'm just going to throw out there to start stirring it up. So first thing I'm going to start with is real trees are better than fake trees. But before we get into this, if you don't know what's going on, basically every single day I am releasing a podcast and I have a number of different topics of challenges, tips, strategies, what to do over the month of December, or particularly the 2 weeks in between Christmas and New Year, where everyone feels like they fuck up their progress. So podcast every single day at 6 a.m. Today is day 3 of this, and today's topic is the Christmas hot takes. Just to recap, day 1 was talking all about the fuck it mentality and how to overcome that. Second day was all about how to slay your workouts. Workouts seems to be the most inconsistent month of the year, but there is a few strategies on what you can do. And also I released a free guide on some workouts that you can try. Some of them only take 10 to 15 minutes. Some of them are 5 minutes. Some of them are just 1 day a week. So if you want to have that workout structure, it's completely free. I'll leave the link below this video as well. So as I said, day 3 is Christmas hot takes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first hot take I've got for you, and this is something I used to be very much against until I met Gillian, and that is that real Christmas trees are better than fake ones. I never really understood the point of buying a new tree every single year, mainly the cost of things. But since having a real Christmas tree, the smell when you come downstairs, it just changes the room. And if you haven't had a real Christmas tree, consider getting one. Obviously, it might be a wee bit too late. In fact, say so, you are a grown adult, you can rip that tree down and put up a real tree. In fact, this is the best time to buy a real tree. All over the place. But most real trees will go for like 40, 50 quid. We were so late in putting our tree up last year that we got 50% off because they're trying to get rid of them. So head down to your local B&Q and get one picked up. But I will stand by on that point. Let me know if you agree with this or not. But real trees are definitely better than fake trees. Now, next one I have for you. Money in a card is a lazy gift. And I used to love getting money in a card, but the older that I've got, the kind of more I realise that all you're doing is trading. I found myself being lazy, so I'll just give them money. And sometimes this can be a decent gift for someone, but more often than not, particularly at Christmas, all you're doing is paying for your own gifts. So if you give £100 and you get £100 back in gifts, all you've done is paid for that, for the stuff that you'd want. So reconsider that gift. I know it can be hard to buy for someone, but more often than not, the thoughtful presents usually hold more value than the monetary terms. Okay, next one on the subject of gifts. Particularly in the UK, and I believe in America, you guys do this as well, but we overspend at Christmas out of guilt. That's really what it comes down to. And this guilt comes from, for whatever reason, we feel that money masks the insecurity of not really being there for other people. So we try and buy people's love by overspending at Christmas, and it's gotten so freaking bad that in the year of 2024, it's outrageous the amount of presents that people are buying for each other. So I will stand by that point that the overspending is a lack of insecurity and guilt that we've not been shown up for someone. We're trying to buy their love. But there's other ways to get that love. Spending time. I would actually say one of the better things to do at Christmas is really just spend time together, do an activity, do something together. But aye, that's a separate point we'll come back to in a little sec. Right, on to some fitness stuff then. So when it gets to the Christmas period, there's Christmas nights out, there's Christmas meals, and what I wrote down here is that it's okay to say no for seconds, or it's okay to go for them as well. Usually a lot of people are quick to comment on, oh, just go up and have another plate, and you kind of feel a bit guilty to go up and eat because you might be the gym goer, the eater in the room, and you end up overeating because it's just something that you've done, but it's mainly because someone else has commented on that. So listen to what you want, not what others are commenting on, and that can be going for seconds, or it can be missing out in seconds, but don't feel kind of guilty to go into that. And nicely leading on from that point, don't let someone else's food guilt ruin your Christmas. The amount of times I hear, oh, I could never do that. Oh, I could never eat that much. Well, it's a good thing you're not me, right? And that's what you need to tell yourself. You are you. You are your own unique individual. And if you want to eat more food, or if you want to eat less food, or if you don't want to, whatever it is you choose to do, choose it for you. Don't choose it for the comments of some snarky family member will make around the table, or even friend in this circumstance when you're out and about. Someone else's food guilt or someone else's insecurity, the reason they're making those comments is because they have that about themselves. They have that insecurity about themselves, and it makes them feel better by voicing that. And sometimes they're not even aware of it. And 9 times out of 10, I don't think many people mean any harm with it. But don't let someone else's opinion or someone else's comments ruin your meal. Right, this one might be controversial. Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, or Boxing Day, are better than Christmas Day. In my opinion, I believe those 2 days are better than the actual day of Christmas. Christmas is great, you're opening presents, you've seen friends, you've seen family, whatever it is that you're doing. But the Christmas Eve, the build up to that, there's certain traditions that most people have. For me, used to love gaming, used to love, like, you'd have this excitement. And then the Boxing Day is usually this doovy day on the couch, movies, games, whatever it is, just kind of lying about. Those 2 days beat Christmas Day, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about that one. Right, you are not a dog, okay? So you do not need to earn your Christmas dinner or your Christmas meal. Like, weirdly enough, December, there's two things that happen to the gym in December. There is a massive drop-off in terms of frequency of people going to the gym. But there's also a massive jump in terms of people that are doing HIIT workouts, sweat classes, high-calorie burning exercises, because they're trying to earn their Christmas dinner or their Christmas meals. This is such a stupid thing to go about. You're not a dog. You don't need to do this. There's not much else I'm going to say in this point, but like, work out to build strength, work out to build muscle, work out because you want to work out. You think you're doing it because you're earning those calories later on, or you're earning your dinner, earning your meal, earning your drinks, your cocktails. But the reality is that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because, one, it feeds that dopamine receptors. It feeds your feel-good emotions. 2, you're kind of sticking to somewhat consistency. So you're going to have a bit more momentum, and those feel-good emotions that you're feeling then kind of are deeply rooted into your wiring in your brain to say, you know what, I stayed consistent through that workout. There's all these other benefits you get from going to the gym. Not the burning calories is like far down on the priority list in terms of what you've gained from getting that workout done. And it isn't to do with the calories that you've burned and the calories that you then consume. It's more to do with the strength and resilience that you're building and the discipline that you're building as well around this period. So just remember that it's not earning the meal, it's getting the workout done. And if you're looking for quick fire workouts, as I said at the start of the episode, click the link below. Free workout program that you can trial or do for a day. There's different structures to pick from, and these are some of the workouts that I'll be doing over the Christmas period, so go check them out. Okay, next one. December is the best month to start or continue your fitness results. There is no worse place to start. There's no, well, arguably, I guess January can be a tougher time to start because of the busyness that's going on. But the reality is, December's better to start. Like, why wait till January? If it's something you're going to do, why not implement some changes just now? And that gives you momentum, as we spoke about already. It gives you confidence, it gives you consistency, and also helps you start practicing the skill of discipline. And as the longer you practice that skill, the better you become at it. So why wait till January? December is the best month. And the reason it's the best month is because most gyms are quieter. This time of year, the fitness scene is relatively quiet. So getting into that, you can start to shape who you want to be as a person. So get after it. Don't let that be an excuse that you use at this time of year. Right, switching it up a little bit. I'm going to say it. Elf was a good Christmas film, but the more and more I watch it, the crappier it gets. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's age. Maybe this is age. But I don't believe Elf is that good a Christmas film. On a flip note to this, It's a Wonderful Life really isn't a Christmas film until the last half an hour to an hour. Like, that film, there was a valid point I read online. That film could have been made at any time of the year and it would still hold the same values and proposition it had. It just threw in that it was Christmas in the last, like, half an hour or something like that. It's a great film, but it's not a Christmas film. Die Hard, on the other hand, that could arguably be a Christmas film, or one of the best Christmas films. One that I watched recently, actually, I'll put you onto, is one on Netflix. I think it's called is it The Postman? No, it's not called The Postman. It's called Klaus, or Claus. So it's Klaus. It's an animated film. Fantastic. Great around the story of how Christmas got started. A really quite funny, witted film. We put it on as we were putting up the Christmas tree. Great film. So doing these old films, yes, it brings back nostalgia, Home Alone and all this sort of stuff, but we should be reaching out and bringing some new films into the mix. Right, back to some fitness things, or fitness hot takes. The stress from Christmas is more harmful than the extra calories gained at Christmas. People get so caught up on, well, one, feeling that they need to show up to all these different events and feeling guilty if they don't go, and then feeling guilty for not seeing friends, not seeing family, try to fit everybody into this shortened period of time off work. Then you've got the work stress where things may be quieter or things are starting to wind down, but it's deadlines that need to be met. Then there's the stress of trying to buy presents and feel that you're showing love through gifts that you're given. All of that stress alone, on top of maybe the lack of workouts that you're doing, or maybe there's some other food choices that you're making that don't align with your goals, that is then additional stress thrown into the mix. And then you feel this burnout and feel this lack of energy and this exhaustion that then come on. And we think it's the extra calories this time of year, but it's the whole being able to manage stress. And I know I've said it already, but going back to the workout side of things, that's where you can create stress, but in a managed format, which almost becomes this output. So if there's a time to rely on a couple of strength workouts, then this is the time, because it's going to help you get you into a good headspace and create that time that you need to, one, work on yourself, but two, kind of start to iron out and process, right, I need to do this, this and this. So it's a crazy time of year. It's not the food at Christmas. Arguably, it's the stress. Okay, next one for you. The holiday weight gain. So the Christmas weight gain isn't that big of a deal. Like, everyone gets so caught up, oh, I've gained so many weight on the scales from the Christmas period. So what? Right? Generally, so what? Will some of it be fat over the month of December? Potentially. Will some of it be fat over the couple of weeks in Christmas? Potentially. But it's part and parcel of the decisions that you make. And if it's something that you truly wanted to do, you wanted to go out, you want to experience these events with friends and family, and you haven't quite nailed down your consistency with your workouts and all that sort of stuff, again, so what? It's not that big of a deal. Now, the main thing is you get back on the wagon, or you create some more consistency after it's passed. It's not guilting yourself into what happened and what should have happened. It's happened, right? Draw a line in the sand and move forward. That's all you can do, is making better choices moving forward, as opposed to spending so much time looking back. There's an analogy that you can't drive forward if you're always looking in the rear view mirror. And this is a great point to bring up here. So the weight gain, it's not that big of a deal, right? You're at most for the month of December. I mean, don't get me wrong, some people can gain a lot of weight at this time of year, but at most, we're talking about a couple of kilos, which can easily be come off. And a lot of it can be this water retention, this water weight. And look, I'm not going to lie to you, some of you guys will gain a bit of fat if you are just in this sort of fuck it mentality. But the main thing is you get back on the wagon, as I said, and you start making different decisions going forward that align with the goals that you have when it comes to your fitness. So just remember that. The weight gain, stop making it a bigger deal than what it is, because it ain't that big of a deal. You know what is a big deal though? Alcohol. Alcohol is more damaging than the food at Christmas. It isn't the calories. It isn't the chocolates, the cookies, the cakes, the meals out. It's generally the drinks, the drinking, the alcohol that comes with it, because it's not just one or two. And if it's one or two for you, then fair play, good on you. A lot of people are going alcohol free, but there's still this big culture around Christmas that we need to full send it to paralytic drunk and blackout drunk. For me, man, like, it's overrated. I generally think it's an overrated thing to do, because you don't feel good the next day, you're hungover, you then don't realise, or you don't remember half the night that you've had, you end up doing stupid stuff, and then you have this overwhelming fear of, not even guilt, it's just, oh my God, like, I'm just so paranoid. Even though you've not done anything necessarily wrong, you're just in this paranoid, anxious state. So why would you keep repeating that process? It's fucking overrated, man. Like, yeah, I'm not saying alcohol, you need to cut out completely, but what's one or two that then give you that same buzz and then that's you for the night? Why do we need to keep full sending it? And also the price. See the price of alcohol when you're drinking out these days? What a waste of money, right? We talk about stress, like put that money towards something else, something that's better used in terms of like an event with friends or an event with family, doing an activity of some sort. There's so much that money can be better spent. So in my opinion, massively overrated, and is way more damaging and harmful than the actual Christmas cookies. Okay, next one for you. Working out on Christmas Day isn't sad. People who make these comments, it usually comes from their own insecurities and their own guilt. So again, don't listen to the haters. Do your own thing. See if you want to work out on Christmas Day. Work out on Christmas Day. Do your thing, because it ticks and it fulfills your bucket, fulfills your get up and get after it, your fulfillment of your health and fitness cup. Whether you miss that workout on Christmas Day or you don't, like there's two sides to this actually. There's the unhealthy obsession with fitness where, oh my God, I need to get this done because if I don't get this done, then I'm a failure and I'm going to become this big fat bastard if I don't work out today. Like that's also a toxic mindset to have. The opposite side of things is, you know what? I'm going to get this workout done because I want to do it. I feel good. It makes me feel more confident. It helps me become a better partner. It helps me become a better family member, and I'm going to do it. And that workout can be modified. It can be one of the workouts I've got in the free guide. It can be a walk. It can be partnered up with meeting some friends and just getting a lift in together. It can be a walk together. It can be so many different things. But a lot of people saying it's sad to work out on Christmas Day. How's it sad? Like, is it sad to be working on you? No, it's not. We need to be a little bit more, like this is a time of year to be a little bit more selfless, but selfless doesn't mean not being selfish on some aspects of what we want to do. And for me, the fitness thing, the workout side of things, it makes me feel good. So I'm going to try and fit this into my day in some form or manner. Right, we won't get a couple of points left. This one I will stand by on. What is your death row meal? Because my death row meal is the Christmas dinner meal. I think it is the best food of the year. You cannot beat it. And what's even better is usually we order in too much food, or we make too much food. So see the Boxing Day lunch or the Boxing Day breakfast, the day after Boxing Day lunch, that is even better because it's like turkey sandwiches or the leftover sandwiches. You cannot beat that you cannot beat that at this time of year. Right, so kind of touched on this point already. Working out so you can eat more is one of the more toxic mindsets to have. Burning calories to eat calories doesn't work. It never trades off well. As we mentioned in previous episodes, what we use to track how many calories we burn can be off up to 80%. So you'll never get a true accurate description of how many calories your body's burning in a workout. At best, you're burning 300 to 400 calories. And at best, that's maybe 1 or 2 cocktails, right? So never negates, or you're never in a position where you're burning way more calories than what you're eating in a Christmas meal just from the workout compared to the Christmas meal out. So don't work out to eat more. Just work out to get the benefits of working out and eat the foods that you want to eat. It generally, it's hard to really communicate this to someone that hasn't quite grasped the situation that they're in. They've maybe done it once or twice, but you go down that path long enough, you end up starting to find yourself that you've got this hard workout done, and you then find that you're like, okay, I can now eat all these things guilt-free. And you think it's guilt-free, but really you end up eating more calories or consuming more calories than what you would have if you just went about your day-to-day life, because you squeeze the end, because you're like, in fact, running is a great example of this. As I've started to increase my running, I'm obviously burning more calories because I'm more active on a day-to-day basis. And what I found myself doing at the start was going, I'll just have extra an extra Kinder Bueno. I'll just have a Kinder Bueno because I've got more activity on a daily basis. And then that became 2, then it became 3, and then I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I started building up these bad behaviours, these bad practices around food because I'm burning more calories. In reality, I wasn't, and it's just adding. It's just making me feel rubbish and not actually helping with the pursuit that I'm on. So just bear that in mind. Bear that in mind, I would say. Right, last 3. 15-minute strength workouts are the best method to stay consistent with your workouts. 15-minute workouts are not a waste of time. They are the best things for you. And 15-minute workouts aren't like necessarily just hit rotations of stations. You can do that. You can do supersets. You can do just EMOMs. You can do all these different fancy like ways of getting more intensity out of the workout. However, one of my favourite things to do is picking 2 compound lifts for 3 to 4 sets and just doing that within the 15-minute window. Still having a 2-minute rest or a 90 seconds rest and just going for like a 3 to 6 rep range. These are some of the exercises I put in the guide that's below. Honestly, try them out because you still feel good, you feel strong, you get this sort of feeling of, man, that was a good workout. And it's so contradictory to the whole 45-minute, I need to be in the gym for an hour or an hour and a half. It's such a great time saver. And time is one of the biggest reasons why people skip out on their workouts at this time of year. And generally, there's no excuse if you've got this 15-minute workout. Arguably, the mobility workouts that's in there as well, great little tool to rely on because you don't need to leave the house. You can still do them in the house. And we've all got 5 minutes to spare. Okay, second last one. You should be limited to 1 or 2 gifts that you're giving to people at this time of year. It's so I guess obnoxious is the right word. Like, it's toxic and it's just built on guilt and insecurities from ourselves because we feel that, oh, that one present isn't enough. I need to buy this because I see on Instagram this fucking 8-year-old kid's getting a Stone Island jacket at 400 quid. Like, come on to fuck, man. Like, there's bragging and there's like showing off. Like, more people buy presents to show it off on Instagram than actually buy it for the person themselves. Like, there might be an element where, of course, you're buying it for your kid or your partner, your friend. But reality is, it's like, oh, I'm going to throw this up as a picture. And I remember doing this when me and Jill were like 20, 21. I'd buy Jillian handbags and whatever. And we'd put a picture and I'm like, yeah, I feel good. I'm a good boyfriend. But that doesn't make me a good boyfriend just because I'm buying a fucking gift. It's the relationship so much more than a monetary or an exchange in value of something. So the more thoughtful gifts, if you keep it to 1 or 2 gifts, it challenges you to be a lot more thoughtful in what you're getting for that person. And expensive gifts, again, are a bit overrated. The more pricier the gift doesn't mean the better the present. The thoughtful gift will always win. I remember when when me and James used to do the podcast, one of his clients got him a diary because they knew he was journaling. And he said that was one of the best presents he received that year. And it just goes to show that we're like, okay, what's the most expensive thing I can buy for someone? Right, I'll just buy all these things. And it gets a bit overwhelming when you're opening present after present. You're like, kind of too much choice now. Whereas if you get that one gift, that one, you place more value on that. And it's always the thought that counts, right? And we're so disconnected for how thoughtful we're getting with gifts. As I mentioned earlier on, chucking money in a card, like, it's a lazy gift, and we're getting so lazy with understanding and really connecting more so with our family. I feel very disconnected from my family, and that's why I struggle to buy presents. I'm like, I just don't know what to do with them because I've not spent enough time getting to learn or know them more as I've gotten older. This was a lot easier when I was younger because you're a kid, you're a teen, you're a younger 20-year-old. But as I get older, I'm like, I actually don't know this person anymore and I don't know what to buy them. It's quite a sad reality. And then that guilt is then creeping in, and then what do? You just overspend. I'll just chuck hundreds of money at it. So just bear that in mind. 1 or 2 gifts, I would say, it should be a limit. That is my hot take on that one. Right, last one we'll wrap up with, and it's nicely leading on to what I've just spoken about. It's not about the gifts. It's really about spending time with the ones that you love. And this can be friends, it can be family, it can be you and your partner, it can be whatever. But also, like this time of year, where there's a lot of sadness that creeps in. It's a lot of reflecting where we're thinking that we're not good enough for the things that we've achieved, the people that we've lost in our lives, or the people we don't speak to anymore. Like it can be a really emotional roller coaster because all of this creeps in. But the main part of Christmas, although it might be on a religious standpoint, but where it's at for me, or where it, more so for me and the family that I'm building with Gillian and Cooper, it's about us spending time together. And that's why this year we're going away, just the two of us. Like, not to say that we don't want to spend time with family, but we want to do our own thing. And that might seem a bit selfish, and I guess it can come across that way, but equally we're adults and we want to do our own thing, and we'll create time to go and visit other people as well. But for Christmas, we're trying to build our own traditions. One of the best traditions we've had over the last couple of years is going a long walk, and my brother came along with me the last couple of years as well, and that's been great. And I feel a bit guilty that I'm not be able to do that on Christmas Day with him, because we're going away to do our own thing together. A wee bit of guilty that I'm not going to see my mum or my dad on Christmas Day because I'll be away. But at the same time, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing with my family, and Jill is my family and Cooper is my family, so we're going to do our thing together. And it just means that we'll see them at a later date, and we'll still do those traditions around the Christmas period on another date. But it's trying not to feel guilty for those things, because it's spending it with those that you love, blood related or not. Okay, so just remember that it's not the gifts, it's not the money, it's not the gifts that you receive, it's the games and the activities and the conversations and the love that you spend around that Christmas table. So with that is today's episode. That is the Christmas hot takes. I think it was about 20 different hot takes. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree in some of the points I have? Do you have more Christmas hot takes for me? Let me know below. I'll share them on my Instagram. And hope you enjoyed this episode. You know what to do if you're enjoying these. Share them. Leave a 5-star rating. Comment below the video. And until next time, I will see you next episode. Tomorrow is going to be, what do we do around nutrition at Christmas? So a very good topic, a very challenging topic for many of us. And I'm going to help you with some of my tips and favourite strategies that I do with myself and clients over this Christmas period. So until that episode, enjoy, and I'll see you guys very soon.